Hey there, I'm Steve. Hope you're doing totally awesome today. We're here for our weekly Top 40 Countdown, Casey Kasem style. I'm going to show you how to play little excerpts of the top 10 guitar songs from 1983. That one right there was Owner of a Lonely Heart by Yes, and it's a great song, and it is not number one on my list. I'll give you that little teaser. So I'm going to count down from number 10 to number 1. Let me know if you agree and give me some ideas for future years that I can do, like 1972, 65, 89. Give me some years and we'll keep these countdowns going. All right, hit like, hit subscribe, and let's go. All right, coming in at number 10, it's Sharp Dressed Man by ZZ Top. Very cool. It's in B minor or B bar chord right there with a capo on the 1st fret. But I begin up here on the 8th fret and sort of that minor shape right there, and you hit the low E string on the 8th fret, and then hit the D and the G strings on the 10th fret. Go down 2 frets to the 8th fret on those, and now hit the 10th fret of the A and the D strings and do it again. And after that, 3rd fret of the low E string, open A string, and hammer it on right there to that 3rd fret. So all together, pretty cool. And it goes dun, dun, all that good stuff. At number 9, it's Men at Work with Down Under. Very cool. So you got this reggae kind of rhythm, capo on the 2nd fret, A minor, G major, F, G, A minor. Does that over and over again. Women go G, A minor, F, and when it goes into the chorus, C major, I come from the G major, A minor, F, G, and again with that rhythm, C major, G, A minor, F, G, C. All right, next up at number 8, What About Love by Heart. Electric guitar, it really, grinds it in, but you got a capo on the 5th fret, and it's an A minor, dun, 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 F major, C, G, A minor, C, through your heart, F major, G, what about love? And it goes to C major with the open E string. Isn't that cool? C major, F, G major, what about love? You can do a G like that with your pinky, then you can put that on the 6th fret of the B string and take it off. You might need it someday, and back to A minor. All right, at number 7, this one rocks. It's Rebel Yell by Billy Idol. Cool. So it's in B minor with no capo. You can bar it like that if you want to. And for the verses, it's a lot of palm muting going. That's just hitting the open A, hammered on the 2nd fret, and then A major, G, G major, and then D, A, B. But really cool, really fast, like. It down, G, hit that 2nd fret of the low E string, E minor, D, A, B minor, and then that part, something about a 7/11 right there. Again, that's that G, walk it down to the 2nd fret to E minor, D, A, B, and just rocks that thing over and over again. At number 6, we'll do a song that's actually great on guitar. It's Billie Jean by Michael Jackson. got a capo on the 2nd fret and an E minor, and you hit the low notes of the E minor like that, and hit the high B and E strings. Then you go to the 4th fret, 5th fret, back down to the 4th fret, all on those B and E strings. And when you play the E minor, you can see how I'm using this finger for the 4th fret of the B and E, 5th fret of the B and E with that finger, back down right there, like that, however you do it. Then it goes into an A minor. Get that kind of picking going on an A minor, E, E minor. Then it goes, people always told me, C major, E minor. Don't go around breaking young girls' hearts, a C major, E minor, C, E minor, C, and then it goes to like a B, or you can do a B7. Yeah, Billie is not my lover. Pretty cool, an E minor, isn't that fun? All right, at number 5, this one's harder than you think to play. It's Every Breath You Take by the Police. Let me give you the chords first. It's G major, every word, E minor. Oh, by the way, capo on the 1st fret, C major, D major, E minor. To D, every word you say back to G. But that classic iconic thing, you hit the low E string on the 4th fret, then the open D string, and then put any finger on the 3rd fret of the G string, and then open B, back to the 3rd fret of the G, and then the open D. So all together, D, G string, back to the D string, B, back to the G string, and the open D. And then you go to an E minor, but it's an E minor this time with the open E, and 3rd fret of the A string, 5th fret with your pinky of the D string, and then the open G string. You walk it back down, and now you go to a C major. This one's a little bit harder. Let me try it this way. 4th fret of the A string, and so 4th fret of the A, open G, and then pinky on the 4th fret of the B string to the 2nd fret of the B string. So you're gonna have to hit that open G a couple times, and then this one's easier, a D major with the open E string. And then back to the G we started with, like this. It's hard when you go slow, and try it that way. Give it a shot. It's a little bit tougher than you think. At number 4, we don't need a capo for this rocker. Come On Feel the Noise by Quiet Riot. Really cool. G major. Come on, feel the noise. So basically you go from a G down to a D major with a thumb on the 2nd fret of the low E to an E minor. G, D, E minor. We'll get wild. A minor, G, D. A minor, G, D. And then B minor. That's B minor. E minor. A minor, G, D, A minor, G, D, any more, E minor, D major, G, D, minor, G, D, E minor, we'll get wild, 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 A minor, G, D, back to G. All right, we've entered the top 3. This is Separate Ways by Journey. Low E string and E minor, but then it goes. cool. So you go to E minor, here we stand. It basically hangs out at E minor, but if you want to try this, here we stand. It's pretty cool. It's an easy way to do it. 7th fret of the A string along with the low E string. Here we down to the 5th fret of that A, down to the 3rd fret, back to the 7th. E minor, sort of like to a D major, if we can. C major to D major, A minor, and you get that little walk up. That's the 2nd fret of the A string and 3rd fret of the B string, with everything else in between, probably except the high and low E strings. So it goes C major, and then this time instead of going to regular D, anytime you want to, you could go to regular D or just slide that C major up 2 frets, pretty cool. Back down to A minor, and then do that walk up again. The one we just did on the 2nd fret of the A string. And now do a C major without your first finger. So it goes A minor, like that C major without that. Blum, 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 blum. Someday, E minor, D major, C major, A minor, D major, and then you put your first finger on the 1st fret of the D string and back to the E minor. Dun, 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 dun. D major, C major, A minor, D. There's that 1st fret again to E minor. Okay, number 2, we're gonna do Owner of a Lonely Heart from Yes. It's the one I played at the beginning. Kind of stuff. Well, I'm going to show you that main part right there. It's the A minor with the low A string, 2nd, 3rd fret of that A string, and then you open D. Pretty cool. And then 3rd fret of the low E string, because you're really going from an A minor to D major to G major. The whole sign. If you want to do chords, A minor, C, D, G. Then it goes A major to like an A minor to G. Dun, 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 dun. Like that to A major. But the main part, as everybody knows, in A minor. All right, and at the top of our weekly countdown for 1983, it's Photograph by Def Leppard. What a cool riff right here. Sounds awesome on an electric guitar, of course, but great on an acoustic. You're in E major with this bar chord right here. That's the 7th fret of the A string, and the 9th fret of the D, G, and B strings with the open E, like that. But you start off with this killer riff, 9th fret of the D and the G strings. Then 8th fret of the G, but keep that 9th fret of the D string. So all together so far. Then that is the 7th fret of the D string and the 9th fret of the G string twice. And add the pinky to the 10th fret of the B string. All together. I'm out of love. So if you can sort of try to pick that and go to A major right there. So it's E major. That's an A major with those same little notes we just did, but leaving the open A string. Then it goes A major to D major, yeah, dun, 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 dun. A, E major, you're all, and then it goes, you're all I want. to see A major. And one of the coolest choruses and bridges to the chorus ever, C, C major, G major, D major to A major right there. D, and then right there you put your finger on the 3rd fret of the low E string, back to an A major. So all together, C, G, D, A, D, to that little note right there. It does it again. Oh. I gotta have you, and check this out. This one's really cool. When it goes to photograph, 2nd fret of the low, or the A string, sorry, and then open D, G strings, and now you basically play the part of a C major. It's a C major without this finger. So 3rd fret of the A string, 2nd fret of the D string, and slide it up 2 frets right there, and hit that open G string, and now you can go to an E minor, or 7th fret of the A string, 5th fret of the D string. So all together, this time you go E minor, D. If I was going to give you the chords, it goes, it's like that little, it's basically part of a G major, but the emphasis is on that 2nd fret of the A string. C, D major, E minor, C. Pretty cool right there. So all together. That's an E minor to D, back into G. Photograph by Def Leppard. That was a crazy fast lesson right there for that one. But it comes in at number 1 in 1983. All right, let me know if you agree with my rankings. And again, give me some more years that I can do. I'm gonna do these weekly countdowns every week, because that's what makes a weekly Casey Kasem Top 40 countdown. All right, hit like on your way out, and I'll catch you around. See ya.